But he's a journalist, right?
No, he's a Twitch streamer.
What the fuck is a Twitch streamer, dude? What the fuck is
Oh, you're old. You're old. I forgot you're older than me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Dad Religion Podcast. I'm Jason. That is the Loaf Father next to me. Sir James of Loaf. Jimmy Bagels. Jimothy Loaf.
Jimothy.
Yeah,
I like
Jimothy. James Crumb. Jimmy Buns, of course. Do I got anything else? Doughboy Jim. Sir Loafs a lot. How about Sir Loafs a lot?
How's Jason doing over there? Seeing the world and through a whole different view, I think.
Yeah. I officially
am
old.
Crossed over.
I crossed over. I had to get glasses. I was, as you can see, not a big fan of them. I've been told they fit my face nicely. I don't know what that means. I've been having trouble like seeing like close up, like in low lights, like it's been blurry, or like if the lighting sucks, I'd have to turn on my the light on my camera to read something, and I'm like, all right, and it's been like this for months, so I'm like, all right, let's go. So
that's how it all started.
I have to wear these. I wear these when I'm driving or when I'm close into something. So yeah.
That's how it started.
I'm officially
with me,
old.
dude. Yeah.
See the optometrist said he couldn't believe that I made it this long. He said usually around 42, and I'm an old man. Usually around 42, your eyes start going bad. So I've made it 5 years past that mark. So here I am with my new glasses. 4 eyes.
The truth is, you were a menace on the road and you just didn't know it.
Yeah. So what's been going on, man? How's it going?
It's going good. We're getting settled in our new place. I'm digging it, and living with the grandson is awesome. My our other daughter has moved back home. Fantastic. So it's all really good, Jason. All really good. How about you guys? I'm thinking it's back to school time, right?
Next Wednesday is is their first day at school. Yeah. We got to meet the teacher on Monday.
Excellent.
Yeah. So back to a whole like it's weird going from a summer when we don't have to worry about work, like getting into work at a certain time, to now we have to drop our kids off at school, pick them up. It's a strange it's a strange thing. You got to change everything around. So
yeah, it does. You have to plan for that every summer. What you're going to do with your kids. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, because we have to put our youngest into after school care because none of us get out of work. Either one of us get out of work in time to pick her up, so that costs. It's like daycare, basically.
Yeah. Is it just on the campus of the school there where she goes? She just stays there?
No. She gets picked up and they drive her.
Yeah, that sucks.
So what else is going on, man?
Nothing, man.
I want to talk about this thing I've been watching. Like I've been enthralled. All right, it's basically body cam footage.
Okay.
It's all body cam footage of people.
Where are you watching this?
Pulling people over. I watch it on like Facebook or YouTube. My algorithm's all fucked up. But my favorite one is the sovereign citizens. You know about this?
Oh my God, I know those. Yes.
So basically, it usually starts off with them. The reason they got into it is because they lost their license. They were suspended or whatever. And they found out that sovereign citizens don't need to have a license when they're traveling. They're not driving, they're traveling. And so they're like, oh, I don't need a license. I don't need to worry about the suspended license. Let me pay the $30 to these people, this group or whatever it is. And they're going to send me my paperwork. They're going to send me my ID card saying that I'm a sovereign citizen and I'm traveling. And I don't need to follow the rules of the United States because I'm sovereign member. I am traveling. I am not driving. And usually it ends up with them in handcuffs being ripped out of the car because
Yeah.
they it's obstruction of justice. They won't show their ID, they won't get out of the car, and the first thing they say is, I want to speak to your supervisor. That's the first
Yeah.
thing. So the
Yeah.
Supreme Court gives them the right, according to them, and it blows my mind how stupid these people are. And then they go to court and they try to do it to the judge, and the judge ain't having it.
Oh, the judges. I love the judge ones. I've seen those before. Those are great. Yeah.
Yeah, so my algorithm is full of that and just police body cam. I'm just kind of obsessed right now.
So like you cut to the courtroom, it's like 20 minutes later after the swearing in. Okay, so sir, are you pleading guilty or not guilty?
Well,
Well, Your
usually they
Honor,
want to rep.
I'm questioning the jurisdiction of this court to even require such a statement.
They usually want to represent themselves. Number one,
Yep.
and number
Yep.
two,
Yep.
it goes into all the court wants is money. This is just a money laundering thing, yada yada. And the judge is like, "Nah, we're not doing this today. I know exactly what you're trying to do. We're not doing this." And
Uh,
it's crazy. I was watching one yesterday with this lady. She got pulled over. She didn't have registration or driver's license. They asked her to get out countless times. Finally, they
yeah.
ripped her out. She was screaming. Her kids were
Oh,
screaming. It was just
and her
chaos. They
kids.
put it. Oh yeah, she had 3 kids in the car, and they were just screaming and bawling. And she called her neighbor. They called her neighbor to come pick up the kids. It, the neighbor drove down, and the neighbor was the same thing. She didn't have tags on her plate, and they towed her car too and made her walk with the kids
Uh,
out.
that was fucked up
Yes.
though, dude. Those kids are gonna remember that shit their whole life, man. It's gonna completely affect how they feel about the government, like moving forward. It's probably not a good plan to rip mom out of the car in front of the kids if you could avoid it. If you could take care of that in a different way, you
Yeah,
know?
well, they tried. They tried many times. They said, "Listen, you're gonna go to jail. Just step out of the car. You're
It's
gonna
she
go to
could still
jail.
go to
We're
jail,
gonna
but
give
make
you another shot. You're gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail." Like 20 times, and she just
what
kept
you do
saying,
is you issue the warrant. You let her go that moment. You issue the warrant. You go and get her sometime when she's not with her kids. It's just, I think you still arrest her, but I think I don't know. I don't know what good that does for society for her kids to see that. They're now three that are going to be, no matter what, they're going to probably be against the cops unless something
I
happens
agree with you.
to the villain or something in their lives. But I don't see that happening. I think in this case, it looks to them, it looks like the cops are the bad guy.
The thing is, they
Green
got to tow
sovereign
her
citizen.
vehicle because she has no
Yeah.
insurance. She has to get out. So she wasn't going to go to jail. They
Right.
needed to tow her vehicle.
Oh, and she wouldn't remove
She
herself from
wouldn't
the
get
car.
out of the vehicle because she had suspended license plates. She
Yeah.
had no driver's license, and I don't even know if
Yeah.
she had insurance. So they needed
So
to
they
tow it,
needed
and
to
and
tell
they
it.
begged it. They pleaded with her. They're like, "Please, we don't. This does not have to be this way. You just need to step
Yeah.
out."
Yeah. I
And
still
she
don't think
wouldn't
the
step
kids are gonna
out.
remember it that way. I still don't think the kids will remember it that way.
No, I
Maybe
agree with you.
I mean, they had to go somewhere, right? Maybe wait until they get there and get out, and then roll in with the tow truck, and they come out of the store, and oh shit, mommy's car is gone.
Yeah,
That's a little different.
I don't think it works that way.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think it works that way.
well, that's crazy. So we all get, dude. I get algorithms all the time. What was the last one that I had that was weird? It was I think it was base jumping. People jumping off cliffs with those suits.
Mm.
Like those are nuts, and some of them get like shot off in these like catapults, and then suddenly they've got their GoPro camera. It's pretty awesome.
Another one that's on my algorithm is there's this dive team who goes and they find missing people who have been missing for years and
Oh,
years, and they find the cars. So like they find
yeah.
their cars with the people in it still 20,
Oh,
30 years old, and they go down, they dive, they grab the plate, and then they look it up, and then they find it, then they call the cops, and then they call the families out. And some of these are
yeah,
like unsolved mysteries from
yeah,
years and years, or magnet fishing. I love that too.
yeah. I did that one as well for a minute. Magnet.
So so my algorithm's all weird. I mean,
Well,
so
yeah. Mm.
anyways. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the country a little bit. We
Okay.
won't make it too long. I mean, maybe 20 minutes.
Sure.
I want to talk a little bit about um, the DSA, the Socialists of America,
Okay.
communism,
Right.
Islam, just
Right.
all in general. It's all an encompassing bucket of grease. You know, there's the right saying the DSA are communists, socialist communists. You know what I mean? Um, and then you got
Oh,
to pull in
there's different things,
the Islam part in that too. They're also, you
right?
know, it's this big um, Islamophobia, I guess you call it. In one aspect, I get the Islamophobia because of 9/11. I do understand the thinking. I get it. I understand it. I understand it because they grew up that uh, Muslims are what hit the towers, right? Killed 2,000 people. I understand that aspect, but the
But they
other
still grew up. They
aspect,
grew up in that culture. They grew up in a
they grew up
culture
in
of.
that culture. So
I understand what you're
especially
saying.
these MAGA type, they
Right.
hold on to the past and they think
Yeah.
everything is the past, the past, the past, the
Right.
past, the past. But what I
Yeah.
don't understand is most of these DSA candidates who are Muslim were born here. It's just a religion. 98% of Muslims are very peaceful. There's a lot of them in the world. There's always going to be radical ones, but the fact that they say, you know, we're going to have Sharia law and we're all going to have to wear hijabs, the women are burqas. It takes me back. Well, it doesn't take me back. It takes me reminds me of what, you know, JFK had to go through when he was the first Catholic running for president and won. People were scared that
Mhm.
he was going to have to. Uh, the Pope was going to run the country. He was
Yeah.
going to
He's
run
gonna have to
everything
answer to
past
the
the
Pope.
Pope.
Yeah.
He was
They
going to have to
asked him
answer to the.
specifically about that. He had to answer that question specifically. You know, I don't remember if it was in a debate or in an interview, but they asked him specifically about that. He had to give a real answer to that question.
So let's start with the Muslim part.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that? What is there fear? Should we be scared that we're all going to go into Sharia law? In your
No,
opinion, do you think
dude.
that they're taking
No,
over?
I know, absolutely not. And if there's a freedom of religion in this country, then there's freedom of religion in this country, and that's period, full stop. You know, get the fuck over it. If they don't have a right to their religion, then you don't have a right to your religion. That's it. Period. And I don't. It's just ridiculous to me. It's an absolutely ridiculous argument. It's just, dude. It's culture signaling. They know the people who are using these arguments know that the people that you're talking about were brought up in the shadow of 9/11 and those buildings falling and the easy Islamophobia that came from it, even though there were hundreds of Muslims who died in 9/11 in those buildings. You know what I'm saying? It was like it's just it's there were Muslims who died in the Pentagon on 9/11 who were serving their country. So it's just a bullshit argument from the start, but it's easy. And in this world where everyone wants to other the other, then it's just pulling that old record out of the sleeve and putting it on again. You could hear the tread is wearing on the record. It cracks and it wobbles. It's an old record. They really ought to move on to another one. So yeah, that's my thought.
And then another aspect of it is there's
What?
millions of Catholics in this country. Like, what's like?
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. Like back then, I don't know how to explain this, but there's
Right.
millions of Muslims in this country. There's millions of Catholics back then.
Right. Who
So
back then,
but now
right.
it's fine to be a Catholic. You know, you're good. There's no
And
issues.
now it's fine to be a
So
Catholic, okay to be against Muslims, is what you're getting at, right?
yes. So
Ridiculous.
do you think this changes down the line to where is not a non-issue?
It should. I hope so. I mean, if the pendulum is going to swing again, I think we're still dealing with the. I mean, honestly, the fact that a guy with an African Muslim name was able to become president, I think that the backlash to that, the fact that the right feels like we snuck one in on them. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the impression that they have is that we snuck one in. He was unqualified. He was DEI anyway, and we played up the idea that being racially prejudiced was no longer in vogue, and so we snuck him in, and now they've got their racism back, and this is all part of it. I think part of it.
Well, I think back then we did not have the MAGA movement, and
No,
I
not
think
yet.
that is the 100% if MAGA was never a thing,
Yeah,
sure, we'd have people who were upset about this. That's going to happen no matter what, but I don't think it would be the forefront topic. We wouldn't be talking about that as much.
yeah. MAGA
Now
is what
this
coalesced everything, right? MAGA is what brought
that's
them
what
all
that
together.
that that's my thought on it. And then you got to talk about the DSA. So the DSA has most of the Muslim candidates, and the
Real quick, tell me,
DSA.
the Democratic Socialists of America or the Democratic Socialist Association? What is that? What does that
I
stand
think it's
for?
the
DS.
Democratic Socialists of America.
Okay. Okay. So they're further on the left than like uh well, are they further on the left than the Social Democrat? I get confused, man.
The
I
same
it's
thing.
all I don't think it is. I don't think Social Democrats are the same thing as Democratic Socialists. We gotta have to look that up. But
Uh, well,
regardless,
what do you consider Bernie Sanders?
I would consider him to be a very progressive liberal, and there's that word that we haven't used a whole lot of that I was wondering earlier, like what happened to the word progressive and where does that fall? Um, I think I would call Bernie Sanders on the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, which is to say he has a lot more institutional ideas about how to manage a liberal democracy. But there's still liberals. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no there are no communists in in American politics, at least none that get any playtime whatsoever. And if they get any fraction of the population voting for them, it's almost an immeasurable fraction of the population. So that's what leftists, are to me. This whole idea that democratic socialists are leftist is just no. I mean, they're further to the left where the Democratic Party has been recently, but not further to the left of where the Democratic Party has been historically. I mean, FDR was a progressive, right? I think Woodrow Wilson was a progressive, except that he was a racist and misogynist. But um, it's an progressive is an old word and it means something, and I'm wondering why it's missing from this conversation. And so that's what I would call them. I would say they're progressives. They're looking for more institutional solutions within the democratic system, a liberal
Okay.
democratic system. Okay.
Well, let's go over a few things that the DSA wants to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Go
want to
for it.
hear your thoughts. So
Right
they
on.
want to they want to abolish the U.S. Senate and different government branches. Your thoughts? Their
Yeah,
their
I'm not
plan
sure.
they call
Yeah,
for completely dismantling or replacing the U.S. Senate. The Supreme
yeah.
Court.
Well, I think that the role of the Senate needs to be reevaluated. I really do. The idea of the filibuster. I think the fact that it gives two. I mean, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's got to go through the amendment process. Something that large of a change to the Constitution needs to go through the amendment process in order for it to be legitimate. And I don't see how otherwise it's going to get challenged over and over again. They could write any kind of law that changes, and then that changes the role of the Senate, and then the next Congress comes in and just changes that again. And there's nothing concrete to hold it there except for the opinions of whatever the Supreme Court is at that time. But if you have a constitutional amendment, which is which is specifically hard to do for that reason, then you ensconced it into the Constitution. That's the new rule. And so that's what I think it should require if they're going to abolish the Senate. But in principle,
Well,
I do agree with them in that the Senate has outlived its usefulness as a tool in that way. And besides the point, whoever's in power ignores the Senate's protections anyway. I mean, the filibuster is withering away. It's not going to be with us for very much longer. You know.
well, they also want to get rid of the Supreme Court and the presidency as they exist.
Okay, well, I I'm a fan of three branches of government. I just want them to have their own individual powers. I don't think
Yeah,
that I'm going to agree with them on that.
it's a little crazy. Um,
So you got to tell me more about that. What do they want to replace it with, and how?
I don't know. I haven't delved that deep into it. They just think that they're fundamentally unfair and democratic.
The Supreme Court?
Yeah.
Well, okay, it is less democratic because it's a separation of powers and it's representative government. It's not direct democracy. So are they in favor of direct democracy? Because I don't think that's a good idea.
I'll look more into that. One other big thing is ending capitalism versus
Ending
fixing it.
capitalism?
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's wild. So they think that capitalism can't be fixed.
So
Um,
this is have you heard this coming from Abdullah
this is on
Sayed?
their website. Well, he's not DSA. He's not a
Oh,
DSA
he's not.
candidate.
And what
No,
about Mandam?
he was just Mamdani is, but I haven't heard that. He's just
But
endorsed by the DSA. He's not a DSA candidate. Just like
right.
Bernie's not a
So,
DSA candidate or
okay.
DSA. He just endorses them. They want to abolish like private ownership of major corporations. I don't think that's cool, a right thing to do. They want to hand control. They want to basically they want to hand control of large companies over to the public, which is wild to me. These are some of their crazy things. There's, like I said,
Well,
when it comes to
that is a
DSA,
lot of socialism. I mean, that's getting close, man. I mean, we're now getting to a philosophical discussion about who controls the means of production, like old
yeah,
school. Like that sounds like old school. Um, so who are the candidates who promote this? Who are the DSA
I
candidates?
don't, I was just getting this off their website. I don't know. I haven't
Okay,
heard anyone
let
promote a
let
lot of this. So,
because
so
this sounds like nothing that I would be
let's
interested in.
let's
To be
go into
completely
one.
honest,
Let's
it's
go.
not like
Like I said, there's some things that I agree with. There's a lot that I don't. So, um,
what do we agree with?
hold on. Let me get to these ones first.
Okay, okay,
They
cool.
want to
All right.
abolish prisons. They want to get rid of the police and ICE. I'm good with getting rid of ICE. We definitely cannot abolish prisons. Sorry. Um, I don't know if this one's on their website, but I saw it somewhere. Cash reparations for slavery. Um, I'm not even gonna dip my toe into that. I'm gonna I'm just gonna say it and I'm gonna walk on. I'm gonna keep going. They want to the DSA platform leans towards complete anti-imperialism, which includes calls to completely abolish or defund the Pentagon and stop U.S. military aid to overseas allies. Now, things I agree with is, the DSA does believe in healthcare for all. They believe in basic human rights. They believe in, affordable food, groceries that you can afford. I don't want nothing for free, but just the general human rights, I agree with. A lot of this shit, I do not agree with. I doubt it will ever happen. Well, we're never gonna have a DSA president, in my opinion. But then again, I never thought we'd have a Donald Trump as president either. So anything
It's why it's so important that there's a center rudder to all of this, bro. Because MAGA gets crazy on the one side, and then it's I don't know if these people are crazy. I think these people are ideological on the left. I think the far left is more ideological. The far right is more unhinged. But
are you saying that
the
because
you know
you're left?
I'm not saying that actually as one is better than the other either. To be completely honest, they're both dangerous. You know,
Yeah.
they're being that ideological is kind of scary. I mean, it's just it's throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and I'm never in favor of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I'm always more in favor of working on the margins. I prefer evolution to revolution. You know, evolution, sometimes a certain species doesn't go on because it doesn't make the adaptation, right? But in revolution, blood runs in the streets, and that's a that's a harder pill to swallow. And I would much rather see the democratic process. I'm a liberal. I've just defended my case as a liberal. That's where I'm at. I don't mind some socialism. I really don't. I don't mind socialism in medicine. I don't mind some of it. I certainly don't mind it in fire and police and in defense. That's all socialism right there. I don't mind it having a social safety net. I think there should be a good one in case things go wrong, like they do. I don't know that we need to have that many billionaires in this world. I don't know how that helps out society. I think you could have lots and lots of millions of dollars and be just fine. I don't think we need that many billionaires. And if you're going to be a billionaire, good for you. Congratulations. But I think that we're going to have to take a slice of that to help run the society that's made you so wealthy. And that's to me like a no-brainer. That's the original income tax was written was put forward by Abraham Lincoln, a Republican, and it was only supposed to go towards the wealthy. That was the original plan. And so, I'm still of the mind that that's not a bad idea.
Okay. Funny thing is, I went to DSA.com by accident, and it's for sale. So maybe I should buy it. All right. So DSA candidates, like Abdul is not a DSA candidate.
He
That
doesn't sound like one to me. He sounds like
well, he's
a
not. He's
progressive
not.
liberal.
He is. He is. He is.
He is.
Same with
Okay,
Bernie.
so
Bernie's not DSA, but
okay.
they're endorsed by DSA or they endorse the DSA.
Hey,
That's
that's
where it
fine.
comes from.
I don't know that that makes Bernie Sanders or Ocasio-Cortez or Al Sayed or any of these people anything more than progressive liberals. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, and then you got Hasan Piker. Now, you
Ooh,
know who
and
that
now
is?
he's become quite a lightning rod lately. I don't know much about him except that I know that he's a contrarian. He like argues with everybody, from what I understand. But that's all I really know about him, and that he's left. He's a leftist. Is he a self-proclaimed leftist?
I believe so.
But he's a journalist, right?
No, he's a Twitch streamer.
What the fuck is a Twitch streamer, dude? What the fuck is
Oh, you're
that?
old. You're old. I forgot you're older than me.
Oh
It's
shit!
Twitch is just a site that you go on and you stream. Most people play video games. Other people stream. He's very
Oh,
influential, dude. Like for real. It's crazy.
uh, but to whom? What
Well,
universe is
his
that?
he was with him at one stop. His I don't you ever heard of the Young Turks?
I know who they are. Yeah.
Yeah, his Chant Uger is his uncle, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Um so
That's
yeah, a
funny.
lot of people
I hear.
hate him. He said
Yeah, I
7 8
forgot.
years ago that America deserved 9/11.
Uh,
He used to have a picture of the Twin Towers behind him like burning. Um Now he apologized for it and he said it was wrong and he was just saying anything. And in the context of it, it was, according to him, the context was talking about America in the Middle East, in their presence in the Middle East. And it came back to, in that sense, they deserve 9/11 kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where he's trying to make it, in a way, it's a fucking horrible thing to say. Number one.
I think it's a bullshit argument, to be honest.
I
I think it's
agree.
a bullshit.
I agree with you. I'm just telling you
I,
what
I think I
there's
think that
no
he had
argument for saying that America deserved 9/11. I don't care
no,
what
and
anyone
the
says.
picture behind him, the picture was designed to make people upset, to
Yes.
upset people that they would see
Yes.
that and it would cause them to remember and feel pain, and that's why he did it. That's a fucked up thing to do. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go on.
So that is why people are upset. But there's also, I mean, if we're gonna go that route, what about the stuff that all these other politicians have said and done that we just forget about? Everything that Trump has done, he's two-time president, 3 times running,
Yeah,
almost,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you can't hold one people accountable and not the rest, in my opinion. You need to hold them all accountable.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're right.
But
And you
that's why
can't make
everyone's
them,
mad.
and they're not going to be perfect.
No.
That's something we all have to get over. No one's going to be perfect. Everyone's going to fuck up. The problem is, or the question is, how do they handle their fuck up? Do they turn it around and try and force it on someone else and gaslight them the way Trump always does, or deny it, like Trump always does? Or are they going to accept it, say this was wrong, and move forward? Like it sounds like Piker tried to do that. I think it's hard to say, dude. Like there are very few moments in history where you can think of a big political figure who just took it and said, I was wrong about this and moved on. I could think about Kennedy did it for Bay of Pigs. Ronald Reagan did it for Grenada. Jimmy Carter did it over the Iran hostage thing. It's never a good thing for a politician, at least for their popularity or their power base. But that sucks. They should. I mean, and we should get over the fact that these people aren't superheroes. They're all strangers to us, and they're all just people, and they're all gonna fuck up. Some fuck ups are unforgivable.
Yeah,
That's just how, you know.
he also has an obsession, I guess, with Mao.
Mao Zedong.
Mao. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he called him one of the great leaders
Ah,
ever. So um,
wow, that's a leftist.
he he
That's a
he
leftist.
he he dresses up like him, like with the suits and stuff like that. So listen, if he ever ran, there's not a chance in hell I'd vote for anything like that. But um, I think that worrying about a Twitch streamer is crazy to me. He's not a politician. You're just letting that he's doing this to get the reaction that he's getting.
Yep.
He's on the cover of Rolling Stones this month, I think. He's on the cover of the
And,
Rolling Stone.
uh,
It's fucking wild.
that's because they've made him into a celebrity because they've made him the focus of leftism, right? Isn't that what's going on? Because I do see, like, it looks to me like every single conservative outlet that I've seen recently or spokesperson is like zeroed in on Hasan Piker. That's so who
Yeah,
I don't even know what he looks like. You know what I'm saying? It's so
yeah.
crazy the way they do that, Jason. They've gotten really good at that. You have to give the right, credit, at least in the. It's like it was like when the Israeli had all the pagers blow up. Like it's evil for
Oh, yeah,
sure,
that was wild.
but I was like, oh damn, right? Like fuck, that's like some serious like James Bond shit, that they're capable of doing. And in that way, I feel like the conservatives in this country, they're really, really, really good at otherizing people. As soon as something pops its head up now, they know how to make that thing look like a villain real quick. Even if that thing that looks like a villain, like they're doing to Tallarico, like, wait a second, this guy's a preacher. He's like a real legit Christian. Oh no, no, Christian's different now. That's not a Christian. That's leftist. He's a leftist, and he loves trannies. We're Christians over here, even though we cheat on our wives and rob from our neighbor and shit.
He
I
does
might be
he
wrong
does
about
have a
that.
few weird views on Christianity.
Ooh,
Um,
Tellerico.
yeah, but
Oh, I'm just curious.
I don't
What are
care.
his weird views
Well,
on
we
Christianity?
don't have time to go into that.
We got to do that some other time because he seems pretty right out of the Bible to me.
Yeah, I don't know. The more I look into it, he's definitely the better choice, 100%. But the more I look
What is
into it, some of the things he says, but we'll get into that a different time because I don't think
all
we
right,
could talk about that all day.
all right.
I think we should probably wrap it up. All right, guys, thank you. If you even listen to this, which I'm starting to think this is just us talking on the phone.
I think it might.
No
Yeah, it
one's
might be.
listening.
It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, we keep doing it. I like
Hey,
it.
listen, we need we need likes and views on YouTube. It's awesome if you see this on Facebook or if you see it on Instagram. That's fantastic. Love you guys for watching. But can you like pop on over to YouTube and give us a little traffic over there because it's not looking good in YouTube for us.
No, it's all
Do
right.
they
It's
ever
been the
kick?
same for a year. Pretty
Will they
soon they're
kick?
gonna kick us off.
I hope not, dude. That would suck. That would be very sad. My kids would make
uh,
fun of me.
yeah, I think we're just gonna do TikTok. That'll get us our views.
Oh yeah, because that's us. A couple young guys. We're ready. We are made for TikTok. You can.
We gotta start
All right.
doing dances.
Yeah. Yeah. Routines.
All right, guys. Thank you. Love you. Peace out.
Yeah. All right. Have a good week, Jay. Talk to you later.
Later.